In this lesson, we'll discuss packaging for your products. Suppliers will generally have different types of packaging for a product. Ask for images and prices of those different types of packaging. So you don't do this necessarily when you first make the initial contact, right? We've already talked about and provided the template with regards to what you should be asking about in the initial contact. But once you make that initial contact, then this is definitely one of the secondary questions you want to ask. What kind of packaging do you have? And ask for images of it, of those types of packaging, and also ask for prices. Because of course, there's lower quality and higher quality packaging. So there's going to be a price difference between those types of packaging. So you want to make sure that you get those images as well as the prices of each. Packaging can be an excellent potential differentiator. Just the look of your packaging can make your brand seem premium to the customer, which means you can charge a premium price. Okay, so the look of a product, just by the look of its packaging, makes a humongous difference on how much you can charge and how premium it looks or how high quality it looks to the customer, right? You can have a very low quality product inside a really nice looking packaging. It will sell better than a really, really nice, high quality product that's inside a horrible package, a horrible looking package. Okay, so it's a very important part of this. Okay, don't underestimate the power of the packaging. I just came up with that, the power of the packaging. I should trademark that. But anyway, don't underestimate it because it makes a big difference. It's almost like the first impression, right? You don't want to judge a book by its cover. You don't want to judge a product by its packaging, but it's just everyone does it, right? When a person looks at a product and they look at the outside of it, which is the packaging, there's a certain thought that they have, right? There's a certain impression that they have when they see it, and you want that impression to be as positive and as high as possible. There are different packaging design options. So the first two are websites that you can use to have your packaging designed. Number one is 99designs.com, and this is a higher tier site. Basically, it's contest based, which means that you pay $300 to run a contest for packaging design, and 300 is the minimum, by the way. It can be higher than this as well, but you're going to pay a few $100s to create this contest for your packaging, and you'll actually get, let's say, 20 to 30 people submit a design for your packaging. Okay, and you're going to take a look at all of them, and you're going to basically approve, let's say, the top 5 or the top 3, and then with those final 3 that you have, you're going to tell them, okay, well, I want to make these changes and this and that, and whoever basically gives you the best result at the end of it, that's the person who will earn who will win the contest and earn that money that you paid to actually run that contest. So it's great because you get many, many different designs and different options to choose from, and it's incentivized for the designer because they actually have to try their best on that design to actually be able to win that contest because they know that they're competing with other designers. So that's why I love 99 Designs, and if you have the couple of extra $100 to invest into this, like I said, it can make a huge difference in the way you position your product, just the packaging. I would definitely go with the 99 Designs. The second site you can use is called Fiverr.com, so Fiverr.com. It's lower tier, so around maybe $100 you can have packaging designed by someone. The reason I don't like this as much as 99 Designs, even though it's cheaper, is that you only get one option. So you have to kind of do your own due diligence and search through all the different designers on the site, take a look at their portfolios, take a look at their past design work, and based on that, you have to hire one person, or you have to contact that one person to get, to make that design. But what if that design is not what you expected or is not as good as you wanted it to be? You kind of are stuck, right? Either it becomes a sunk cost, and then you kind of have to try that same thing with maybe another designer, and you may run into the same situation. Okay, so you don't get those multiple options like you do in 99 Designs, and there's no incentive really for the designer to make the best quality packaging design for you. So, but it's still a good option. Again, I don't want to, say it like it's a horrible option or anything like that. No, you'll still find very, very high quality, high caliber designers there. Just in my opinion, and in my experience, it's worked a lot better when I use 99 Designs, because there's predictability and there's high expectations, whereas with Fiverr, it's not as high and it's not as good. The third option is hiring your own graphic designer. So if you have a friend or a family member or someone, in your community who is a reputable graphic designer, you can obviously hire them if you want to. You can also do this online. You can go to, sites like Elance or whatever to hire a freelancer graphic designer who can, design the packaging for you. It's a very similar situation to Fiverr, where again, you just have to rely on kind of their past work and, take a risk in, having them make that packaging. You may like it or you may not. So again, that's that's the risk there, even though it may be a little bit cheaper than 99 Designs. The fourth option is to do it yourself. So if you're a graphic designer, then you don't need to hire anybody to do it. You can do it yourself. So that's also another option. Packaging is important, but do not let it increase costs or slow down the process. This is very, very important. Again, one of the primary goals currently, especially if you're watching this as the holidays are approaching and you want to get your product up on Amazon as soon as possible, don't let anything, including the packaging, slow you down. Okay, if it's going to take you a few extra days to have the packaging designed, and it's also going to cost you an extra 50 cents per unit or $1 per unit to have this nicer packaging, don't do it. Right? If it's gonna hinder you that much, if it's gonna increase your costs a lot, or if it's gonna slow you down in the process and it's gonna take time, then it's not worth it. Go with whatever basic packaging they're offering. Okay, if it's gonna be too expensive to go with a better packaging, or if they're the designer or whatever is taking too long, then don't let that slow down the process. Go with a basic design. A lot of times suppliers actually provide their own design templates that you can simply provide them with your information, and they put it on the product, and that's it. So all you need to do is give them your logo, give them the information that you want written on the packaging, where you want it to be written, and that's it. Okay, so you don't necessarily need to go the route of doing everything yourself and hiring a designer or getting it designed online and getting the best quality packaging. You can do that as long as it doesn't hinder you and slow you down and also increase your costs. Your priority is to get your product up on Amazon ASAP, as I said. And you can always change or improve your packaging later. That's very important. Okay, and again, I go back to the quote that I mentioned, I believe, in the welcome video or in Module 1, where I said, imperfect action is better than perfect inaction. Okay, I'm someone who used to be considered a quote-unquote perfectionist, and if I was, in this situation maybe 12, 18 months ago, I would probably be like, okay, it doesn't matter if it takes an extra, week, to get this packaging. I really want it to look nice, blah, blah, blah. Now I say no way. The faster you can get it up, the faster, the better it is for you, especially at this time of the year, as the holidays are approaching. And you can always tell the supplier, once that first product is up and is selling, and you have some time, or you're about to place your next order of inventory, then that's when you can improve the packaging. And again, that's also an opportunity to actually show your customers that you're continually improving your product, right? So now that you have new packaging, you can actually say, okay, new and improved, product X, better packaging. You can actually have the packaging images of both, the old packaging and the new packaging, and show your customers on Amazon how you've improved it. Okay, so there's so many ways to do this. Even later, you can take advantage of it, like I said, if you are improving your packaging. So again, the point of this, the main points here, first of all, packaging is very, very important in that it can help you position your product as a premium product. And again, what that means is that you can charge higher prices for your product. It makes a great first impression if you have really nice packaging, but at the same time, you want to make sure that it's not slowing you down too much or at all. in that for that matter, and also that it's not increasing costs dramatically. If it's maybe a couple of cents or a few cents per unit, that's fine. If it's like 50 cents or a dramatic increase in price for a little bit better, higher quality packaging, then I wouldn't necessarily recommend it. And again, your priority is to get your product up on Amazon ASAP, and you can always improve your packaging later on.